Well, absolutely, Alex, and you say it so well and quite clearly. This is a situation that has been going on for a long, long time. People such as George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, Mr. Ford from the Ford Motor Company, Charles Lindbergh, John Kennedy, Barry Goldwater, all were very clear about the dangers of globalism and the New World Order. And that's why our founding fathers, to a person, wrote about the decentralization of power, the keeping power in the states and returning power to the individuals. That's why we have the Bill of Rights. And is our Constitution perfect? No, but it's probably the best Constitution and the best republic that has ever been created on this planet. And I, for one, am 100% behind the concepts and the higher ideals of our republic. Now, the question is what are we going to do about this? And the first thing is that we have to wake up. There are clearly people out there, there are clearly these souls out there that have what I consider to be a vampire consciousness. They believe that the only way that they are going to survive is by sucking the blood or the nutrition or the life force from others. And it is actually that bizarre at one different level. Now, clearly, then there are the other people, such as Alex and myself, who realize that this universe is infinite. There is infinite love. There is infinite abundance. There is infinite ability for all of us on this planet to live a healthy, positive, meaningful life if we work together with cooperation and under the rule of law, laws that are equal and just for all people, just like in the Republic. And that is what we are on the side of real law. The people who are in Washington, who have all the guns, all the money, are breaking the laws right in front of us. Now, in the vampire consciousness, they also have a rule that they have to tell us what they're going to do before they do it. And there was a movie about 10 years ago called Wag the Dog, in which it showed about how President Clinton had to create a war to get out of a situation with his intern. This movie was in the can 6 months before Bosnia or any of the other escapades took place. These people in the Illuminati are under a very deep secret societies that have their own laws. And they do tell us what they're going to do. And Alex and others have read these things, and we know what they want to do. It is not just about money. It's about power. Let me repeat that again. It's not just about money. They're taking our money, and they've got our money now. Now it's about power. Now, the question is that they can only take our power is if we give it to them. And clearly, I and many other hundreds of thousands of people, and maybe millions of people, are becoming aware and saying, no, you're not going to do that. This is my life. This is my state. This is my country. This is my world. And we're not going to play your games. And friends, when I first became aware of this, it scared the heck out of me. But then, as time went on, I found all these wonderful and vibrant new people who were alive in their spirit, who had beautiful hearts, who were so much, instead of just talking about, how about those Longhorns, or how about those Rangers, or how about, whatever it was, all the draft, and I'm a sports fan. I'm a total sports junkie. But there's bigger and more exciting things to talk about also. And there is no better game in the world right now. And I say game in a very fanciful way.
It's life and death.
It's life and death. This is a very serious situation.
Well, that's what the British overlords in open books they write call how they play countries off against each other, how they control both parties, the manipulation. They call it the great game.
Absolutely. And it is a great game. It's like a chessboard game to them, because for them, human life has no value. Again, for them, most of the people who are in the epicenter of the Illuminati, the power elite, are basically atheists. They're materialistic, secular atheists. And I have a different point of view about life. I believe that life is divine. I believe it is spiritual. I believe it is loving. And I believe that there is purpose. And every single person on this planet has a purpose and a reason for being here.
I need you to take up that destiny to truly go to the next level. You're not truly living till you do that. We got a break. Come back. Your phone call straight ahead. George Humphrey in studio with us. Okay, Ravel, Nathan, Brian, Mark, Sean, and others, we're going to your calls right now. Then folks will have to wait until the second Obama film comes out to hear all these questions. I've got about 50 of them here for you, George. We're going to rock it through after the show. But Ravel in Pennsylvania, you are on the air. Welcome.
We went through this the last time I called.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to give George headphones. Is there a pair there on the ground for you, George? They must have run off with them after they had them plugged in. Will somebody get George some headphones? Okay, Ravel, go ahead and ask me a question while we're getting him headphones.
Okay, the census. They're putting millions of dollars into refining the census, censing us, because people are homeless and the foreigners, whatever, immigrants, whatever. And they said that they were going to take the stimulus money and take millions of dollars and put it into the census. Has anybody considered why they're suddenly coming out with that? While you're talking trillions of dollars, no one's going to notice a few million going into a census. That might be a very huge deal.
I have the complete answer for you since you asked the question. Would you like me to tell you exactly what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, well, your instincts are correct there. Remember the big battle in 2000 when they said the census now isn't just how many people live in your house, but it's a 54-question deal, and then 1 out of 6 families got a multi-hundred one saying, do you own firearms? What type of toilet do you have? And what stocks and bonds do you have? And then they started doing a business census and a farming census. And in the Constitution, they could only ask how many people live here to apportion the states to decide how many members of the House of Representatives do your state get for representation in voting. That's why California has the most members of Congress, because they have the biggest population. Texas has the second amount, and then Florida, and so on and so forth. That's all the census is for. Now the census is this Fifth Amendment violating. You're not supposed to be able to answer questions, even under torture. And they just mail you it. And then I got the big 54 question. I think every 3 homes got that. Every 6 homes got the multi-hundred one. I was here to everybody talking about it. I got in the mail the 54 question. And I said, me and my wife live here. It was my girlfriend at the time. We're now married. I said, there's 2 people here. And I filled it out and mailed it back. And a young punk came to my door. And I'll never forget, he parked halfway out in the street, kind of blocking the road over there where I lived. I've told the story on air, and I even have video of it somewhere, never aired it. I get a video camera, I go to the door and go, what do you want? He goes, listen, he has a little badge. He goes, you're going to be arrested if you don't fill this out. I go, show me the law. He goes, what's the law? And I said, no, here's the census form. It says you've only got to answer this question, and it threatens you with law. Up at the top of the form, it's a legal fraud. Right. But down here, there's all these questions. I'm not answering it. Get out of here. And he wouldn't leave. And I stepped out and I said, did you hear me? I'm going to call the police. But see, most people buckle. And so now they're saying it's going to be first a yearly census, now a monthly census. And you're just going to have constant questions from the government. They threaten, and just like there's no law to take vaccines, but they say, we'll arrest you if you don't do this. George, you want to comment on that?
Well, it's in the Constitution, and the Constitution is very clear, and you can't ask any other questions about who lives in your household. Period, paragraph, end of sentence. And either we have a Constitution or we don't have a Constitution. And it's like if you're playing a game of cards, does 4 of a kind beat 2 pair? Of course it does. But if they change the rules in the middle of the game, you get cheated. And I personally like the rules of the Constitution that are equal and just for all people.
It's dog training. They just constantly, with peer pressure and with a badge, with a uniform, just say this is the way it is.
Well, it's absolute intimidation, and it's also mind control together with ignorance. And I really want to stress the fact that the people of this nation are far, far more controlled subconsciously than they have any idea about. And this has been going on for years and years and years through the television, through our schools, through the food we eat, through all the political correctness. And the people of this country don't even realize how enslaved they are.
Absolutely. Ravel, your instincts are correct. Anything else?